What is going on, YouTube? We are back. I actually recorded a video, I would say 2 weeks ago nearly, and then I was editing it and I realised that there was no sound. So we're going to try this again. But then when I was actually looking back on the video as well, it was literally just me sitting there talking. It was a little bit boring. So I said that I would do a little bit of like a catch up, things like that, while I show you guys what I got in the shop. Like, how incredibly interesting. I think the last time I did something like this was when I was in prep, but actually the last time I did any sort of a video was when I was in prep. So without further ado, so it is Easter Sunday. I'm on a rest day, so I thought that it would be a really good day to kind of get organised, because tomorrow, even though it is bank holiday and it's Easter Monday, I'm actually quite busy. So I just got a few bits. I got one of these vacuum bags because it's kind of starting to get warmer here. So what I'm thinking is, like, I'll throw all of like my jackets and stuff like that into a vacuum bag, shove it underneath the bed. That is my thought process. But yeah, so I did a food shop today. I got up nice and early and hit the shops, because when you go any later to the shops, I think, I don't know, people, especially over the weekends, they go into like a panic and they just buy everything. So like, I eat a lot of fruit and I like, look, strawberries, if you get them frozen, they just don't taste the same. So fresh strawberries for the win. But yeah, when you go into the shops, sometimes they don't have what you actually need, which is very annoying. So yeah, I'm definitely going to start to run out of counter space here. But yeah, what have I been up to? There has been a lot of changes. So the last time, obviously, I would have spoken to you guys, I can't even remember. I think the last vlog might have been when I was in Bulgaria, and I would have been 4 weeks out from my first show last year, which was the Two Bros British Finals. And yeah, it was actually, do you know what, it was actually nice being away, like on holidays while in prep. Like, yeah, okay, like, would I have loved to have been able to have like a meal off or whatever, but my food was actually quite high. So last year in prep, I actually dieted on 1,800 calories, which was actually quite good for a bikini girl. And I'm also not the biggest bikini girl there is out there too. So yeah, 1,800 calories. So that was pretty good going. I also, right, I don't know, I just start picking up random things as well. So I picked up, it's like an aroma oil. It's aromatic oud. Anything that says oud on it, I will buy. I'm really bad. Like, you could literally put oud onto, like, you could write oud on a pack of toilet paper. I'd probably buy it. But anyway, yeah, so that was the Two Bros show. I ended up taking first place and third place, which I was happy with. Like, when I say that, I left the show like a bull, because it's like I wanted more, blah blah blah. So we went and then we did the Prague show. Oh, my feedback was basically just to come in a little bit leaner and a little bit fuller. So I was like, light work, that can definitely be done. But yeah, in between the shows, basically, what ended up happening was, yeah, my granddad ended up dying. My granddad died. And I can't even speak about this like normally. And that was, we're talking about like November, and it's now nearly the end of April. But yeah, that did have a big effect on me. Like, when I look back now, more than, like, I probably shouldn't have done the show, but I felt good. Okay, that's a lie, I did not feel good actually. Like, I was just very drained. The protocol as well for me, I don't think that it made a lot of sense, to be honest. Like, I understand on paper, if you want to bring more condition, obviously it's about pushing a little bit more, but my body was actually just so tired. I actually think that had we have pulled back a little bit, I think my body actually would have started to respond, because I was actually heavier on stage going into the Prague show. And when I look back on stage photos, I can see I was quite watery, but as well, when I actually got to Prague as well, on top of everything else, I got very sick, like really sick. And that actually took me nearly 4 weeks to recover. So yeah, that was a bit of a pain. So yeah, dying sick on stage. I couldn't even really hold my poses properly. I didn't place in that show. And to be honest, it actually just made me more grateful for then this show in the UK, like the British finals. Because I think I was being a little bit of a brat. I'm not gonna lie. Like coming off stage after getting first place, I'm like, I wanted more. Like that's ridiculous. So I think definitely the Prague show, it was a lesson to be learned. Like be grateful for any placing that you get, because it's not guaranteed that you're actually going to place when you do a show, no matter how good you think you look. But yeah, kind of going back, the protocol I just don't think it made sense, and I think then my body just was so stressed. That's how I ended up getting sick, along with obviously like all of like the background kind of things going on. So oh Jesus. So yeah, also off topic, like how cute are these? So cute. Definitely didn't need them, but I just thought that they would be cute to pick up. Yeah, basically, right, probably shouldn't have done that show. Did the show out of stubbornness, but yeah. So then, fast forward then a few months. So for those of you who don't know, for about almost 5 years, I was a coach on a team, and I was also been coached by that team. And then come February, I actually made the big decision to leave the team, which obviously meant then leave my coach, everything like that. So that was a very big jump, to be honest. If you know me, you also know that I am very much a creature of habit. I like things just being the way that they are, like predictable, things like that. So yeah, it was a very, very big jump for me. I kind of just got to the point where I felt like I had gotten to where I needed to be with that team. Do you know, like everything that, like the goals that I had kind of set out when I originally joined the team, I was fortunate enough to obviously be able to tick them off really nicely, like work with some incredible people. And yeah, I just felt like, you know what, if I don't do it now, I'm never going to do it, and I'm going to be 80 sitting there. I'm like, you should have went out on your own. So yeah, went out on my own, and genuinely, it's the happiest I've been in so long. And that's like no shade on the team or anything like that. Like it isn't. It just gets to a point where yeah, you kind of just feel like, right, like this is as much as I can kind of, as far as I can go. So yeah, I then officially launched Trained by Nadine, and yeah, started with a new coach, and myself and the new coach now have been working together just over 8 weeks, and yeah, things have been going really well. Like at the beginning, of course, like I was really nervous. Like I'm used to things being done like a certain way, and this was completely different. So basically, we had kind of run into issues then coming into January in terms of like my physique, how my body was responding or not responding, should we say. But also when we kind of look at data, there was again a lot of things that just didn't make sense. So we obviously, right, I said that I was sick post-show. So post-show is shit. Imagine coming home with no placing, and like try and be in my mindset for a minute. So you come home with no placing, you come home to an empty house, because my granddad actually lived with us, and coming back post show, like you're up here and then you go down pretty quick. That got pretty rough, I'm not gonna lie. And I just kind of felt that again there was something that was up with my body. Like I knew that my body was super stressed, I knew that it was going to take time for it to kind of get back to normal, but the weight was just going on very, very quick, and it wasn't going on like in proportion, if that makes sense. So like generally for me, like I'm the same like shape all year round. Obviously, yeah, there's times where I'm leaner, things like that, but the body fat kind of goes on evenly, whereas this was not going on evenly at all. And it was like the more that we tried to push, the worse the look actually got. So like calories were dropped, the look got worse. Cardio was implemented, the look got 1,000 times worse. Volume and training was really high, my body was not responding to that. It was literally just getting like more and more watery. And yeah, so basically when I came to the new coach, I had shown her my bloods and everything, and she could see straight away that there was something up. So basically like my thyroid wasn't really functioning the way that it needed to. I actually have an underactive thyroid as is. I've had it since I was like 18, 17, something like that. So my thyroid does have to be monitored quite carefully, and it actually makes it very hard then for me to actually lose body fat because of where my thyroid where my thyroid is. So with that, then we got to work in making sure that we brought calories up in a slow controlled way now, but we just needed to bump them the fuck up. Like my calories were at something like 1,600 and we went in straight away and we doubled that. Straight away my body started responding much better. Like I started getting tighter, I started getting leaner. Yes, the scales was going up, but it wasn't going up in a crazy way. It was actually going up slower than what it was when we were actually trying to diet. So again, when we actually take a step back and we look at things like, did it make sense for me trying to diet in January when I had just done a show the end of November, was sick, and then was only getting into the swing of things? Of course my body wasn't going to respond, like obviously. So yeah, that was basically where we're at now. But yeah, I genuinely just could not be happier. Like the level of communication, the level of care is something that I genuinely haven't experienced before, and I think that's what was really missing for me. Like I was starting to lose the love for bodybuilding, and anyone who knows me, I am obsessed with bodybuilding. It's all I think about all day, like it's all I look at all the time. I'm always looking at ways that like I can be better, not just as a bodybuilder, as an athlete, as a coach, as a person. And I was losing that spark, and that was honestly, that was very hard for me to kind of come to terms with, that I was actually losing that spark. But for me now, the coach that I'm with, she is an IFBB pro, which again is something that I aspire to be, but also she competes as a pro. She also went to the Olympia, so again, anyone who's in the bodybuilding world is going to know who my coach is. But yeah, like for me, I want to be coached by someone who walks the walk, who not just talks the talk, who actually competes as a pro, because again, that's something that I want to do. And your coach should be someone that you can look up to, someone that you can inspire to be like, okay, right, I don't want to do the category that she does because she's not a bikini athlete, but again, there's always something that I can learn, there's always something that I can take from that. And again, like for me, look, it's someone who I wanted to work with for a long time, so it was literally a no-brainer. I didn't have to think about, oh, who am I gonna be coached by? I knew straight away. It was just a matter of whether she wanted to take me on or not, because of the position kind of that we were in with my bloods and things like that. So yeah, genuinely could not be happier with the new coach, with how my business is going. I just feel that I'm a lot more at peace, and it's been a long time since I've actually felt that way. But also when I look back, I didn't realise that there was all this chaos like going on in my head, and now I'm actually able to take that step back and be like, whew, chill Nadine, chill. But so that's basically the catch up. But the whole kind of my idea behind doing this YouTube series this time around is to show like the background of what goes into bodybuilding, because everyone's very big on showing like the glitz and the glam, and when you're super lean and you're dieting and things like that. I want to show that that's not actually the way that bodybuilding is. You're going to spend a lot of time being uncomfortable, whether that's being uncomfortably lean or uncomfortably full, and that's just the reality. Like you do push to extremes, and that is bodybuilding. Like bodybuilding is not health and fitness at the end of the day, and I think that's where people really get led astray, is they think that, okay, if you go to the gym, the next step is doing a bodybuilding show. Like 1000% no. That's like saying like you learn how to drive and the next step is to become a Formula 1 driver. No, that does not happen. But yeah, so that was basically what I kind of wanted to fill you guys in on. But I did make a random purchase today. So basically, right, I had a shit ton of cans and bottles and stuff that I had to bring back. For anyone who's watching this outside of Ireland, I think Ireland might be the only place that's doing it. Probably other countries in the EU, but whatever. So basically you collect like bottles and stuff. I don't even have any examples, but you collect bottles. They have this little R sign on them. You put them into a machine and you get money back, but you've actually already paid that money, if that makes sense. So it's like a tax that you get back. So I had a shit ton of bottles and shit like that to bring down. So I think I had like maybe €16 on the little coupon. So obviously that's free money. So what did I do? I went and I bought a massage gun. I got it from Lidl. It's it's probably shit, but we'll try it out. We'll see what it's like. I've never actually had a massage gun before. I've used them and stuff like that, like belonging to other people, but I've never actually had one of my own. And something that I am noticing an awful lot, and again, this comes down to the level of like detail and things like that with my current coach, is that my right trap is very, very tight. So even in like my back pose, for example, this is like basically up here. So I wanted to relax, but also an area that I really wanted to bring up going into my next season would be my rear delts. But where I'm having an issue is actually keeping my traps pinned down. So if I can't keep my traps pinned down, my traps are actually taking over the movement, and nobody really wants their traps to be bigger. Like, it just takes away from the overall look, especially for any women's categories. They having big traps, it's not very feminine. Like, I'm just putting it out there. And the bikini division is all about femininity, basically. So if I've got big, massive fucking traps on stage, I'm like, okay, Hulk. So yeah, that's basically my thought process around that. If I can kind of try to like beat out the knots and stuff that's in my trap, I'm hoping that it's going to give me like wham delts, wham rear delts, and I'm just going to be absolutely immaculate on stage. But also I just thought it'd be good for like my glutes and stuff like that. So yeah, I'll let you know what I think of it, but yeah, we'll just kind of have to wait and see, I suppose. But yeah, I'm trying to think if there was anything else that I got lunch boxes. I mean, like, you can never have enough lunch boxes, and I'd love to know where the lids go off the boxes. I'd love to know, because genuinely I can never find any fucking lids, and it's very, very annoying. And with me eating 6 meals a day on nearly 3,000 calories, like, I need to have my food organised. Like, I just need to. Otherwise, I'm gonna be sitting there like, I'm not hungry. Oh, the effort of making food, things like that. So if I can do anything just to basically make things easier for myself, I will. Also, speaking of which, I also in the morning, I've now started to just prep my food first thing in the morning. Well, like the main kind of bits. So like here I have 2 portions of rice for the day. So it's rest day, I have 2 portions of 50 grams of rice. So basically this is 100 grams of rice. I'll split that in half, good to go. I also then prepped all of my chicken potatoes for today as well, because I basically like parboil my potatoes, then I chop them up, put them into the air fryer, and I make chips. So to make things a little bit easier for myself, that's basically what I've done. But yeah, that is basically where we're at right now. There's no plans for me to step on stage this year, and to be honest, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with it. Like, as much as like the itch is there to get back on stage, I don't want to step on stage being any less than perfect. And okay, like, we're never going to be absolutely perfect, but I want to be able to at least give myself like a good run in a proper off season with my new coach, because so far the approach is really working. Like, when we need to take deloads, when we need to take rest days, that's all, like, I'm in constant contact with her, so we're able to really manage my fatigue, and my body is very, very sensitive, and it needs to be monitored carefully. But also, I'm very smart. I'm also a coach. I understand the difference between me being lazy and me actually being fucked. And I will openly like say to my coach, like, here, I'm actually fucked. I actually can't go into training. And when something like that happens, we'll either take a deload, we'll take a rest day if needed. So again, like, the level of care and the level of detail is something that I really felt that I needed, just to kind of get that spark back, like the love for training and everything like that. And yeah, I'm just thriving, buzzing. Yeah, I'm going to leave the video here because I'm definitely going to just start rambling on. I'm going to pack away the rest of the shopping, and then I am going to try chill out for the rest of the day. Who knows if that will actually happen, but yeah. Let me know, guys, what you guys want to see. Remember to like and subscribe, because that helps me out massively. It just kind of gives me like a little bit of boost that, like, yeah, people are watching these, yes, people are interested, and they will get, like, the vlogs will get better over time. I'm very, very rusty, so please bear with me. But again, the more that I do these, the better that they're gonna get. So yeah, like, share, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. Let me know what you guys want to see more of, what you want me to talk about, and I will catch you in the next one.